So as we look at this year, there are a lot of new apartment units that are going to continue to come out in 2024. And so we're trying to see and make some predictions around what we expect rent growth to do. This year, there's not a lot of things that you point out to say that rent growth is definitely going to be strong. But over the next 2 or 3 years, we expect rent growth to be strong as the number of new units that are coming on really gets tapered down. This year, it's going to be a bit of a mix, and it's going to depend on the market that you're in.
Well, I can tell you, as a person who's now swimming in market rents, last year reading a lot of articles talking about the spring of 2024, and that's when we would start to see some growth. We start to see rents start to tick up a little bit. And I can tell you in our properties, the interest has really blossomed. We're seeing rents go up conservatively, but going up. People are renewing it at higher rates. People are really they're looking for units now and it's I think we are seeing what they kind of predicted last year that rents are moving up.
And this was different than what we were seeing the back half of last year.
Yep.
Beginning really in like May through the rest of the year, there was a softness in that rental market, and people were able to have a lot of options with where they wanted to go. They could move into a brand new building, get a month or two for free,
Yep.
and a lot of folks took advantage of that. We're moving around, taking a few months without paying rent, moving into a brand new unit. So we in our properties that which are renovated, they're nice places to live, but a lot of folks opted to move around a little bit,
Yep.
and it created a bit of a softness. But we're now starting to see that tighten up, which is good. We also got some pent up demand because people don't like to move over the holidays, and here in January, it's been pretty robust.
Yeah, I know I've been seeing a lot of people. We saw the consolidation of households last year where people were moving in with roommates or family.
Mhm.
And I'm starting to see people who are now ready to be on their own. They've had enough of friends and family and want to love each other from a little bit of a distance. And so I think that's also is a change.
Yeah, and we're at a historic low unemployment.
Yep.
Wages are strong. People have income.
Yep.
They would rather live in their own place if they can, and I think that you're going to continue to see that as the economy's strong. Occupancy will stay high in apartments.
To summarize what both you guys are saying is in 2023, we had 20,000 units delivered in Arizona. This gave residents options to move around, which essentially kept rents flat because there's so many options. As those units become absorbed and rented out by these residents, we might start seeing rents increasing. I mean, and in the article, it says rents might be going up by 3 to 4% every year starting in 2025.
Yeah. That pipeline of new apartments that are getting completed, that's gonna continue throughout 2024 is what we expect. But as that supply starts to come down, then rents end up going up because folks have less options. And in the Phoenix market, we have 100,000 people moving here every year
Mhm.
looking for housing. So we need about 12 to 15,000 new apartments every year. Last year we had 20,000, so we had a little more than we typically need. This year will probably be similar to last year, but as we get into 2025 and 2026, it's going to be less than the 12,000 that we need. And that's when rent ends up moving up. So our outlook is as we look out the next 2 to 3 years, multifamily is really positioned well to have rent growth. And then the other part is interest rates, which play a big role in the value of apartment buildings because when you sell an apartment building, that person has to get a loan. If they can get a loan at a lower interest rate, they pay more for the building. So we've really hit the peak, the inflection of interest rates in most people's opinion. People smarter than me who follow this closely is we're hitting the peak of where interest rates are at. And as interest rates come down, then the cost to borrow to get a loan come down, and people are willing to pay more for apartments. So we're kind of at that interesting time, and I think 2024 is set up pretty well when it comes to buying, holding apartments for a few years, and letting it do the work for you.